and we called Arden to help us with hospice. The nurse showed up at the house the night he got back from the hospital. And she comes out of the room and she says, "I know your dad." And I said, "Oh, really? How?" And she said, 20-something years ago, I was having problems with my car, and I showed up because your dad at the time were rented cars as a part of his business, and he helped me get my car fixed. Your dad helped me in a difficult place, and he didn't even know me. He said, "I know your dad." And I just thought it was neat that my dad sowed seeds into a lady's life he didn't know 20 some odd years before. And now he's at the end of his life taking care of his needs. He got diagnosed with frontal lobe dementia. With that part of the disease, started losing his motor skills. So he couldn't talk, he lost his ability to talk over time, and he lost his ability to walk and to move on his own. We lived next door through the woods, and before he got really bad off, we took care of him. It got to the point where he needed somebody there all the time and couldn't get out of the house anymore.
It sped up the disease that was going on in his mind, in his brain. And so it fast forward life for us, kind of got to that point where we couldn't do everything.
It was just the doctors in the hospital. We could tell that he was getting closer to finishing his race. Some of the doctors said, "I think it may be a good time for you to call on hospice." My biggest concern was when I heard hospice, that meant I was giving up on him. Saying that I'm not gonna do everything I can to help him.
We were hesitant in the beginning because we didn't want him to think that we were giving up on him. So we just kind of struggled with knowing, okay, are we doing the right thing?
For me, it was just ignorance, not understanding it fully, because when I thought hospice, it was meant you were calling somebody in the last 3 days of their life and just making them comfortable. Although that's what they did for my dad in the last few days of his life, they did so much more for him before that.
They were just so caring and compassionate. They were such a great support team for us, but not only us, but the sitters who were taking care of Pops during that time. Arden is just an expression of love. It takes a lot of special people to work together to be able to help families who are struggling. We knew them based on who they were in the community, and so just knowing who they were and just their character and what they represented, we knew that that's the company that we wanted to go with.
Every part of our experience with hospice, especially towards the end, they showed care. Even though that's what they do for a living, you could even tell the nurses that had taken care of him, they were upset knowing he was getting close to passing. And so you could tell they had genuinely taken an interest in my dad.
For those families that are out there that feel hesitant to reach out for hospice, don't hesitate. It was just a beautiful thing for them to come alongside of us and walk alongside of us during that time.
Maybe what I would encourage is for people just to realize you're letting people come into your difficult situation and help you to enjoy the time you still have left with your loved ones, and not be doing what you had been doing before that time, which took your time away from just spending time with them.